How many of the world's most recognizable celebrities would you never expect were born male? The answer might shock you more than you think, because some of the biggest names in entertainment, fashion, and media have lived transformations that completely reshaped how the world sees them today. But beyond the headlines, there are deeper stories most people never hear. Stories of identity, struggle, and the courage to live authentically in a world that often judges before it understands. In this video, you'll see why these journeys sparked controversy, admiration, and global conversation all at once, and what they reveal about fame, identity, and acceptance. Stay until the end, because each story will challenge what you think you know about transformation and truth. And after watching, tell me in the comments how you feel about these celebrities and what kind of public figures they are to you. Janet Mock, born March 10, 1983, has become one of the most influential voices redefining what authenticity means in modern American culture. Her 2014 memoir, Redefining Realness, was not just a best-selling book, but a deeply personal revelation that invited readers into her lived experience as a transgender woman navigating poverty, identity, and survival. Rather than presenting her story as exceptional, Mock framed it as deeply human, something that speaks to anyone who has ever struggled to be seen and understood. Growing up in Hawaii, she faced significant challenges shaped by financial hardship, societal misunderstanding, and the layered experience of being a transgender woman of color. Yet she moved forward with remarkable clarity and resilience, refusing to let external limitations define her future. Instead, she transformed her personal journey into a broader message of empathy, truth, and dignity. For many older American viewers, her story resonates as a reminder that self-respect and perseverance are not limited by age, background, or circumstance. Mock's influence expanded significantly when she joined the groundbreaking television series Pose as a writer, director, and executive producer. In doing so, she made history as one of the first transgender women of color to hold such creative leadership roles in mainstream Hollywood production. Through Pose, she helped bring long-overlooked LGBTQ+ stories into the cultural mainstream, bridging generational gaps through storytelling rooted in honesty and compassion. Janet Mock's legacy is ultimately one of empowerment and endurance, a reminder that it is never too late to claim your voice, own your narrative, and live with pride in who you are. Michaela J.A. Rodriguez, born January 7, 1991 in Newark, New Jersey, has become one of the most transformative figures in contemporary entertainment, not only breaking into Hollywood, but actively reshaping its standards of representation. From an early age, she was drawn to performance, yet it was after publicly embracing her identity as a transgender woman that her artistic expression reached its fullest authenticity and emotional depth. Her breakthrough came through Pose, a series set within the 1980s New York ballroom culture. As Blanca Rodriguez, MJ portrayed a nurturing and determined housemother who builds chosen family and hope in the face of hardship and exclusion. Her performance carried warmth, dignity, and emotional strength, offering audiences an intimate and respectful portrayal of a community that had long been marginalized in mainstream media. In 2021, Rodriguez made history as the first openly transgender woman nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, and the following year she became the first transgender woman to win a Golden Globe. These milestones represented far more than individual success. They marked a broader cultural shift toward inclusion, visibility, and recognition across generations. Beyond acting, MJ Rodriguez continues to advocate for transgender rights, using her platform to promote safety, equality, and understanding. She often emphasizes that leadership through love requires standing firmly in one's truth while extending compassion to others. Her journey reflects both artistic excellence and social impact, proving that visibility in media can become a powerful force for cultural change when rooted in authenticity. Dominique Jackson's journey is not just a Hollywood success story. It is a powerful testament to identity, resilience, and the ability to overcome adversity. Born in Scarborough, Tobago, she left her homeland for the United States with the hope of building a life where she could live as her true self. However, her early years in America were filled with hardship, homelessness, discrimination, and repeated rejection as she began her transition in a society still learning how to understand transgender individuals. These experiences reflect the harsh reality many transgender people have faced in a world that was not yet ready to fully accept difference. A turning point in Dominique's career came when she joined the hit series Pose, where she portrayed Electra Abundance, a commanding, complex character who is both powerful and emotionally vulnerable. Through this role, Dominique not only showcased her acting talent, but also brought ballroom culture and transgender history into mainstream awareness, turning entertainment into a form of education and cultural recognition. Pose helped restore dignity to voices that had long been pushed to the margins. Off-screen, Dominique Jackson is an active advocate for transgender rights, particularly in areas such as healthcare access, housing, and social equality. Her advocacy is rooted in lived experience, carrying deep empathy and unwavering determination. Her story highlights how resilience can transform pain into purpose and help reshape how entire generations understand identity and humanity. Indya Moore, born in 1995 in the Bronx, New York, has emerged as one of the most compelling voices of a new generation in film, fashion, and social advocacy. Best known for their role as Angel Evangelista in Pose, Indya brought a rare combination of warmth, vulnerability, and strength to a character that resonated deeply with audiences. For many viewers, Angel was more than a role on screen. She became an introduction to the lived realities of transgender and non-binary people of color, offering visibility where it had long been missing. Indya's path into the public eye began early, entering the modeling world at just 15 years old. From the beginning, it became clear that their presence carried more than talent. It carried courage. As a transgender and non-binary artist, Indya has consistently refused to hide or dilute their identity for the comfort of others. Instead, they have used their platform to speak openly about equality, representation, and the systemic barriers that continue to affect transgender communities. Their voice echoes the broader legacy of civil rights and gender liberation movements, connecting contemporary struggles to decades of social change. Rather than relying on spectacle, Indya's influence is grounded in sincerity and conviction. They remind audiences that courage does not always have to be loud or confrontational. It can be steady, thoughtful, and deeply human. In doing so, Indya Moore continues to reshape conversations in entertainment and beyond, encouraging a more inclusive understanding of identity and belonging in modern society. In 2013, Gigi Gorgeous permanently changed what it meant to share a life online. On a platform best known for quick laughs and viral trends, she introduced something far more meaningful: an honest, vulnerable chronicle of her transition. Through deeply personal YouTube videos, she invited millions of viewers to witness not only her physical transformation, but also her emotional and psychological journey towards self-understanding. Born Gregory Alan Lazzarato in 1992 in Canada, she first gained attention through beauty tutorials and lifestyle content. But as her self-awareness deepened, so did the message behind her work. What began as entertainment gradually evolved into something more profound: an education in identity, courage, and self-acceptance. Her openness offered rare insight and compassion for audiences unfamiliar with transgender experiences. Gigi's transition unfolded gradually and publicly, marked by both loss and liberation. She faced intense public scrutiny, yet responded with grace and resilience, becoming a source of comfort and understanding for many families trying to support younger generations navigating gender identity. Her journey helped bridge gaps in understanding at a time when visibility was still limited and often misunderstood. Over time, Gigi evolved beyond the label of influencer, becoming a model, speaker, and advocate for self-love and authenticity. She consistently uses her platform to encourage acceptance, not only of transgender individuals, but of all people seeking to live truthfully. Her story serves as a reminder that authenticity is not about reinventing oneself for the world's approval, but about finally being recognized as who one has always been. In 2007, Candis Cayne quietly but powerfully made television history. Through her role as Carmelita in ABC's Dirty Sexy Money, she became the first openly transgender actress to play a recurring transgender character on a major primetime network series. For many baby boomer viewers, this moment marked a subtle but meaningful shift in storytelling, one where authenticity began to replace stereotypes, silence, and one-dimensional portrayals. Carmelita was not written as a joke or a curiosity. Instead, she was portrayed as a fully realized woman with emotional depth, vulnerability, and dignity. Candis's performance brought warmth and humanity into living rooms across America, encouraging audiences to look beyond labels and recognize the shared emotional experiences that connect people regardless of identity. Her presence helped normalize visibility at a time when transgender representation was still rare in mainstream media. Off-screen, Candis Cayne has spoken openly about the challenges of navigating Hollywood as a transgender actress in an industry that historically offered limited space for stories like hers. Rather than stepping back, she stood firmly in her truth, gradually expanding the possibilities for those who would follow. Her courage turned visibility into opportunity, not just for herself, but for an entire generation of performers. Candis Cayne's legacy extends far beyond a single role. She helped television evolve, opening doors for more nuanced and respectful representation. Her work reflects a broader cultural movement toward inclusion, understanding, and the recognition that every story, when told with honesty, has the power to reshape how we see one another. Andreja Pejić is more than a familiar face in fashion. She is a pioneer who helped redefine beauty, identity, and authenticity on a global stage. Born in Bosnia and Herzegovina and raised in Australia after her family fled war, Andreja's early life was shaped by instability and displacement. From those uncertain beginnings, she rose to become one of the most distinctive figures in an industry built on appearance and rigid standards. In the early 2000s, Andreja gained international attention as a model who could effortlessly embody both masculine and feminine runway presentations. Her androgynous presence challenged long-standing industry rules and expanded what was considered possible in high fashion. Rather than fitting into a single category, she became a symbol of fluidity in a world that traditionally relied on strict labels. In 2013, she took an even more defining step by publicly coming out as a transgender woman. Her announcement was not about publicity, but about alignment between her inner truth and outer life. It resonated far beyond fashion circles, offering visibility and understanding to many who had never seen such a journey represented on a global platform. Andreja has consistently spoken out against being reduced to labels or treated as a passing trend. Instead, she emphasizes dignity, individuality, and the right to exist without explanation. Through her career and her voice, she has encouraged the industry to move beyond surface-level beauty and towards something deeper: integrity under pressure. Her legacy reflects a broader shift in fashion and culture, one where true elegance is not defined by clothing or fame, but by the courage to live honestly and authentically. Looking back at the journeys of these 8 individuals, a common thread becomes clear. Each story begins with a struggle to live authentically in a world shaped by judgment and expectation. Whether in film, fashion, or reality television, they all faced public scrutiny, social pressure, and invisible boundaries placed on identity and appearance. What stands out most is not fame or physical transformation, but the courage to remain honest with oneself. Some found peace through openly embracing their identity, while others took longer, more complex paths. Yet all of them demonstrate that self-acceptance is the foundation of true strength. These stories remind us that people should never be defined solely by outward appearance. Instead, character, resilience, and the ability to overcome adversity matter far more. When understanding replaces judgment, society becomes more compassionate and inclusive for everyone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.